identity, right? Well, I'm a twin, which basically means, it's awesome, but it basically means our identity has been compared to each other since birth. And, she was the pretty, outgoing, funny one. And I also had another sister who was also the life of the party. So I was always just, the quiet one, kind of overlooked. And I thought I was okay with that. And I thought I knew who I was going into college, but I was clueless to the fact that I really wasn't being myself. I was too afraid of being judged. But this all changed through my involvement at BSU. Started as I entered my freshman year, 2 weeks before the other freshmen for field hockey tryouts. I was super excited because I could continue doing what I loved in school, but I was also very shy and timid, and I just wanted to stick with what I knew, which was how to be an athlete. This was how I was going to make friends and identify myself and how I was going to fit in. And for the most part, playing it safe worked, in the sense that I made some really great friends that year, but it was still rough, and it involved coming out to my friends and my family, which is a really long story that we don't have time for, so let's just say that I had an interesting freshman year, but I still wasn't comfortable with being myself. So, fast forward to 4th of July, right after freshman year. 3 days after I bought my first longboard, I decided to go longboarding down a hill. This was not a good idea, and it ended with a hospital trip and 6 screws and a metal plate through my broken collarbone. So needless to say, I did not end up playing field hockey my sophomore season. And this had me feeling devastated. I felt I had no real connection on campus, and that I had no real involvement, and I just felt really empty and that I didn't really fit in anymore. So I knew I had to change that and I had to get involved. So out of all the clubs and organizations Bridgewater offers, the one that stuck out to me the most was InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, which sounded crazy to me at the time because I had no idea what being a Christian really meant, and I didn't even consider myself one. But I had a passion for figuring out who I was, and InterVarsity gave me a safe place to delve into life's deeper questions and figure out what having faith in God is all about. So I enter the first meeting, I see a flyer, one of the first weeks, sophomore year, and I just walk in all by myself, and I walk in and I see a guitar player and a drummer and a keyboarder, and there's just like people singing and praising, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like last year I would have ran out afraid, but these people were so passionate and they were being so real. Whatever they were doing, like I wanted to be a part of, and I just fell in love with the community. So I started to go to their weekly meetings, and through reading Bible passages and serving others, I re-identified myself through Jesus. And I've learned a ton. I've learned to love unconditionally, and I've learned the importance of acceptance, forgiveness, trust, hope, healing, and the power of prayer. But most importantly, I finally learned to love and accept myself. And InterVarsity, it not only helped me be comfortable with who I am, but it challenged me as well. It pushed me out of my comfort zone. And for example, there were times when just 20 of us would just get up and ask the campus for prayer requests. And it was frightening, but it really gave me a love for Bridgewater and a desire to reach out and connect to the whole community. So I really gained a new life through InterVarsity. And it became a big part of my life, but I became involved in other things as well. So if you guys don't know, Bridgewater has an incredible observatory on the 5th floor of the Math and Science building. I didn't go once my freshman year, but sophomore year, I decided to take a trip up, and I looked into the telescope, and my jaw dropped. I look down and I see the moon, and I can see every single crater, I can see the shadow, and I was just like, I've never seen anything so beautiful, and I just had to figure out what else I was missing. So I ended up applying for a job there that night, and the next week, they hired me. They showed me how to set up these like awesome telescopes, and they showed me how to find things in the sky, and I've been able to see like Jupiter and Orion's Nebula and some pretty cool things. And now when I work the public nights, I get to share my love for the night sky. And it's really piqued my interest in astronomy, and I've like developed a new hobby through it. It's something I never would have been interested in if I hadn't decided to go up. So the third thing that involvement has given me to help like aid in the process of figuring out who I am is new friends. So most people worry about coming to school, about making new friends, right? Well, so did I. I was terrified. But once I found out, I finally figured out that once I was being myself and once I was comfortable with my own skin and once I was doing things that I loved and just having fun, I found people that liked the real me. So if you're nervous about coming here and being alone, just put yourself out there and trust. You really find some great friends, and it's worth it. So not only has involvement given me like new friends, new hobbies, new life, but it's just been really, really fun. I've been privileged to go on a service trip to Tampa and on to retreats to New Hampshire through InterVarsity, and I've been able to help rebuild like the poor like parts of Tampa and like work one-on-one with people and just see how God is not only transforming lives there, but here as well. So confidence. Being an athletic training major, I need a lot of confidence. And now, through getting involved, making new friends, and just being comfortable being myself, I finally have confidence in all my abilities, all my strengths. So it has really helped me in my field, and it's given me confidence to think on my feet and just be the best athletic training student I can be. So if there's one thing I want to leave you guys with, is the most important thing that I've learned through these past 2 years of being involved is don't be ashamed, be yourself. I'm finally not ashamed to do what I do and love what I love. So just put yourself out there and try new things. It's worth it. You'll never know where it will take you. Thank you.